Hey guys, how's it going? Today, I don't know if you noticed, but I brought an extra person with me today. And this is because a lot of you guys have been asking questions about things that are sort of beyond the realm of orthodontics. Yeah, I wanted to introduce Dr. Han. I actually have his biography written up here, just the brief biography. He's trained in Australia as well as Germany, and he's actually one of the few clinicians who works exclusively in implants and surgical cases. So this is Dr. Han. Dr. Han actually immigrated from Korea to Australia back in 2003. 2003. I thought it'd be pretty cool to sort of talk about the lifestyle differences between Australia and Canada and the US. And I know a couple of my friends actually went to Australia to study dentistry. So I thought it'd be really cool to listen from an actual Aussie. Do you call that? You call it an Aussie?
Yes, that's
Aussie
correct.
and Kiwi from New Zealand, right? So tell us more about, when you first immigrated to Sydney and what sort of motivated your family to move to Australia. Yeah.
Well, first of all, thank you so much, Dr. Kim, for inviting me to today's interview.
Don't think of it as an interview. It's not an interview.
But yeah, thank you so much for your kind introduction. My parents actually studied in Australia back in the 80s.
Wow.
Yeah, so they
know that.
did a master's degree in Sydney. Essentially, tell my parents I want to move to Australia.
Also, it was actually you who pushed your parents to
Yes, I was
move
a big
to
influence.
Australia.
Yes, that's correct.
Okay. Did they study dentistry or something different?
No. So I studied media.
Wow. I bet there weren't that many Koreans back in the 80s, right?
No.
I thought it would be pretty cool to ask about some of the differences in Australian English versus Canadian or North American English. When I hear Dr. Han speak, some words I sort of guess what it means, but I like it. I mean the Australian English, yeah. So I actually brought some of the sort of the differences between Australian and Canadian or North American English. So I thought that'd be pretty cool. When you say hey, what's up? How do you say that in Australia?
How are you?
How are ya?
How are you?
But it's all similar?
Yeah, it's fairly similar
Okay.
there, but there are a couple of words that's a bit different.
Yeah.
Have you ever heard of doing Macca's run?
Mecca's? No. Mecca?
Macca's run?
No.
So that's when you go to McDonald's at night to get some nuggets or get some burger when you're hungry.
Mecca's run?
Yeah, Macca's run. So we call it Macca's run.
I would definitely not have known that.
My wife is also originally from Toronto, and we met in Australia. It took a little while for her to get used to the Australian slangs. You call it as Macca's, also a petrol station. Do you call it petrol station here or fuel station?
Gas station?
Gas station, yeah.
Petro station?
We call it servo.
Servo?
Yeah. We like
Why is
to
it servo?
We like to shorten everything.
But what is it shortened form of? What does servo?
I believe it's a shortened form of service station.
Service station.
Yeah, servo.
I know that Burger King is Hungry Jack's.
Yeah, Hungry
in Australia.
Jack's. Yes. Apparently that was to do with the trademarks.
Oh, because
Yeah.
it was someone already trademarked Burger King
I believe so.
before.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Oh, and when I went to Australia, the one thing that was weird was ketchup. You don't call it ketchup, but
tomato sauce.
Tomato sauce.
Yeah, we call it tomato sauce.
Yes. So
Yes.
that was pretty interesting. What about barbecue? Grill? Bobby? You try to shorten everything.
We like to shorten everything.
Barbecue, so you call it Barbie.
We're a bit lazy. So we don't like to say words that's more than two. Barbecue, that's
Too long.
too long.
3
Call it
syllables.
Barbie, yeah. So when I first moved to Canada,
Yeah.
it took me a little while to get used to the words that's used in North America.
Yeah.
When I used to say, "This is my mobile phone number," and they're like, "Oh, you mean cell?"
This is my mobile phone number. That sounds very proper. Yeah, so I thought that was pretty cool. And then mate. Do you actually say mate? Before, I don't know if you watch Finding Nemo. It's based in a dental clinic which has a tank of fish in Australia, Sydney.
Really?
And then the fish escapes through the dental cuspidor.
Oh.
You have to watch it again. They're the pelicans or the birds. They're like, mate. So I was like, mate, what does that mean? So yeah, but I think it's pretty interesting because some words, I guess you kept it from the British English.
Yeah, I think Australia definitely has a lot more British influence.
But even in Canadian English, for instance, like when we spell color, it's actually C-O-L-O-U-R, or like when we say favorite, it's F-A-V-O-U-R-I-T-E, and that's British influence. We try to keep it a little separate from the US. Technically, Australia is like its own continent, because it's like an island, but it's so big that it's a continent in itself. So they have like a lot of like animals, like we think of kangaroos and koalas and big insects and crazy stuff in the waters and things like that, right? Do you actually like see them like on a day-to-day basis, or?
Definitely a lot more insects, spiders.
Spiders? Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like tarantulas with the fur?
I mean, if you live in Metro, a lot of them are fairly small.
Like what's your small size?
Small.
Like this size?
About this size.
That's pretty big.
Yeah. Definitely bigger than what you see in Canada. But the thing that scares me the most is that quite a lot of them are poisonous. Yeah. Same with snakes, especially if you live up north, Gold Coast, Brisbane, Cairns, that kind of area where it's a lot warmer than Melbourne.
Yes.
You do have lizards, snakes. You watch news that were found next to a kid's bed, for example.
Really?
And these snakes are like extremely poisonous.
Oh my God.
Like if you look at the rank of poisonous snakes in the world, like probably 1 to 10, they're all from Australia. One of the reasons I moved to Toronto is because I hate insects. And I hate snakes.
That's perfect. I was just gonna ask what's good about Toronto, like what's the plus sides?
Definitely no less insects. When I lived in Australia, like when I see spiders, like I used to be scared of spiders. Now when I see spiders in Toronto,
It's cute.
I feel, they're pretty cute. You just smack it.
Compared to what you've seen and what you've grown up with.
Yeah.
And then I guess now, because we're both dentists, and it'd be interesting sort of to compare the different dental education that's required to become a dentist in North America versus Australia. So for me, I did my undergrad for 4 years at UBC in Vancouver, and then I went into dentistry for 4 years. But in Korea and like a lot of Asian countries, you can actually directly get into like dentistry program, which is 6 years. So you don't really have to do a separate undergraduate degree. How is it in Australia?
Similar to your path, except in Australia, the undergraduate degree can be completed in 3 years. And after 3 years, I got into the dental school at the University of Melbourne. So that's 4 years of training.
Okay.
So that's if you do want to get into a graduate dentistry program. But in Australia, there's also an undergraduate dental programs that's available at certain universities.
Yeah.
Those are the programs that you can get into straight after E12. And I believe that 5 to 6 year degree is similar to Korea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, a couple of friends who went to Australia to study dentistry. Did you have classmates who were from Canada?
Yeah.
Quite a bit?
Yeah, my wife is one of them.
So I think it'd be good to let our viewers know, because I know maybe some moms and dads are watching, or maybe university students who are thinking of dentistry. Australia is a good option because there is a mutual contract or agreement between Canada and Australia, so that after you graduate from an accredited Australian dental school, you can actually just come back to Canada and write the boards in Canada to become a dentist here. And vice versa, if you want to go to Australia, you can do the same. As opposed to if you go to a no mutual agreement country and you do dentistry, you want to come back, then you got to write all these exams, and it's going to take like years before you can get licensed. So that's why a lot of Canadians actually go to Australia to study. And also it's cheaper than the US too, right?
Yeah, the US dollar being a lot more expensive than what it used to be. Yes.
Yeah, so I think that's a good option, which I think some of you guys may be interested. Yeah, but when I was there, what I was really shocked about, that was already like eight years ago. Their hourly wage working at like McDonald's or Subway or whatever was like $20-something per hour. I don't know, in Ontario now is like, what, minimum wage is like $16? Something like that.
Yes.
But that was like 8 years ago. And like, how are these restaurants making money if they have to pay?
I mean, that's a fair point. I believe that's why you guys have tips, correct?
Maybe that's why, to compensate for the lower wage.
And that was one thing that It took me a little while to get used
Right,
to
the tip culture.
the tip culture because we don't have tip cultures in Australia.
Oh, you don't. Right.
I know there's certain restaurants who are starting to introduce tip
Really?
cultures,
No.
which I'm against because their minimum wage is already very high. Another difference is that in Australia, because the minimum wage is expensive, there's a surcharge on public holidays and on weekends.
Like customers have to pay extra.
Exactly. So
Oh.
there's a 10% compulsory essentially.
On the weekends?
On
Any
the
weekends?
Yeah, on Sundays.
Sundays.
And public holidays.
Wow. Okay.
Sometimes in public holidays up to 15%.
Okay, that's fair, that's acceptable, but I know a lot of people don't like the tip culture. In Korea, there's no tip culture, right?
No.
And whatever price you see on the menu is your price. But here, like, you're adding like the 13% and then you're doing another 15 to 18%. That's like compounding,
Exactly.
which doesn't make sense. You're tipping on top of taxes. Why am I tipping on tip?
Well, yeah, technically you
Right?
should be tipping on the actual menu
Right?
price.
Yeah,
Yes.
so, but it's okay. That's whole another video if we want to talk about
I'm
how
not
we.
complaining.
Yeah. But Australia, yeah, I really liked it at that time too, because like what you see is what you pay. So that I really liked. It's really interesting to sort of hear from like a real true Aussie, because you grew up at the same time that I immigrated to Canada. So, but I can sort of see like the differences between the two cultures, which both speak English, but quite a bit different. I think it's really good to hear from Dr. Han or John. Thank you for that.
No problem. Thank
And
you.
yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed it as well. We didn't talk much of dentistry, but I thought it'd be pretty cool to sort of talk about the lifestyle differences between Australia and Canada. If you guys have any specific questions regarding Australia or anything related to it, ask John, Dr. Han, below the comments below. We'll come back with interesting, educational, informative topics in the future. So yeah, bye guys.